There are few things worse than being misjudged. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 tragically misunderstood movie characters.
Now, ogres, oh, they're much worse. They'll make a suit from your freshly peeled skin.
No!
They'll shave your liver, squeeze the jelly from your eyes. Actually, it's quite good on toast.
For this list, we'll be considering all movie misfits and miscreants, be they live action or animated. Also, we are dealing with some plot points. A minor spoiler alert is now in effect.
I will.
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
Number 10, Chris Chambers, Stand By Me. For Gordy LaChance, Vern Tessio, and Teddy Duchamp, Chris is the leader of their little group.
Chris Chambers was the leader of our gang and my best friend. He came from a bad family, and everyone just knew he'd turn out bad, including Chris.
However, for most people in their little community of Castle Rock, he's just another no-good Chambers kid.
You want to be the Lone Ranger or the Cisco Kid?
Despite his intelligence and kind heart, he comes from a rough family of petty criminals and alcoholics, which gives Chris an unfairly bad name. Mostly he tries to not let it get to him, but that kind of unfair rep at such a young age clearly weighs on him. Number 9, Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, Captain America, Civil War. Maybe the worst thing for Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, is that unlike Cap, he didn't sign up for any of this.
Shut up! I'm not gonna fight you. You're my friend.
Programmed by Department X after getting captured by the Red Skull, he became a ruthless killing machine. Years later, after getting his memories back, all he wants is to figure his life out. But the feds and Interpol, not to mention a good handful of the Avengers, want him to face justice. At least he's got Captain America on his side. If only that were enough.
Stand down now. Congratulations, Cap. You're a criminal.
Number 8, Dragons, How to Train Your Dragon. While later on in this popular franchise, the big flying lizards get a better reputation, that wasn't always the case.
What have we got?
Grunkles, Nudders, Zipplebucks, oh, and Horks saw monstrous nightmares.
Any night furies?
None so far.
Good.
In the first installment, dragons were a thing to be hunted and destroyed. Thought to be dumb and savage beasts, no one in Hiccup's tribe has ever thought to befriend one. Slaying is the name of the game for his people.
Oh, come on, let me out, please. I need to make my mark.
Oh, you made plenty of marks, all in the wrong places.
Please, 2 minutes. I'll kill a dragon. My life will get infinitely better. I might even get a date.
This is mostly because they are ferocious and everyone is afraid of them. And also, they steal livestock. But likely, as far as the dragons are concerned, a few sheep are nothing compared to being hunted to extinction.
I brought breakfast. I hope you're hungry. Okay, that's disgusting. I've got some salmon, some nice Icelandic cod, and a whole smoked eel.
Number 7, Elijah Price, Unbreakable. Sometimes the greater good can look an awful lot like evil.
Your train derailed. Some kind of malfunction. They only found 2 people alive so far. You and this man. His skull was cracked open and most of his left side was crushed.
Due to his extreme fragility, Elijah Price, or Mr. Glass, had forever considered himself the opposite of a superhero, perhaps even a villain. A complex character and comic book junkie, he figured there must have been someone like him out there who would be his exact opposite. And all he ever wanted to do was to find the hero to his villain, a person who might improve the world.
You have good instincts for things like that?
Like what?
Knowing when people have done something wrong.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to develop it?
But to bring this hero out, he would need to do terrible things, arguing that for there to be heroes, the world needs evil. Complicated morals, manipulative, and having convinced even himself that he is bad, there's lots to wrap your head around here.
I worked in that building 25 years. I know all its secrets.
Secrets.
Like, if there ever was a fire on floors 1, 2, or 3, everyone in that hotel would be burned alive.
Number 6. Arthur Boo Radley, To Kill a Mockingbird. To Jem, Scout, and Dill, the recluse Arthur Boo Radley is a creepy, unknowable man.
Jimmy, you trying to scare me? No, I'm too old.
Be quiet.
Heard an old dog then.
It's not bad. I hear it when we're walking along. When we stop, I don't hear it anymore.
Gaunt and sickly in appearance, the Maycomb kids initially think that he is a bad person because of town rumors and his troubled past. However, at heart, Boo is actually a very good person. A little lonely and living a sort of self-imposed exile away from the rest of the town and those who shun him.
Hey, Boo.
Miss Jean Louise, Mr. Arthur Radley. I believe he already knows you.
Emotionally abused as a child, he is one of the victims of the unkindness of men, rather than a perpetrator of that unkindness.
You can pet him, Mr. Arthur. He's asleep. You couldn't if he was awake, though. He wouldn't let you. Go ahead.
Number 5. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump. If stupid is as stupid does, Forrest might be the smartest guy around. Of course, hardly anyone would think of him that way.
What's wrong with your legs? I'm nothing at all, thank you. My legs are just fine and dandy.
I just sat next to her on that bus and had a conversation all the way to school.
My back's crooked like a question mark.
From a young age, because of his low IQ and curved spine, no one in his small Alabama town thought he'd amount to much. The only child of a caring widow, he never learned to doubt himself and always just did what his innocent heart told him was right. Everyone who first meets him thinks he's a fool, but he usually, eventually, proves himself a hero. Even Jenny, another misunderstood character, thinks he's not smart enough to understand things like love. At least things tend to work out for Forrest, for the most part.
Mama always said dying was a part of life. I sure wish it was.
Number 4. Edward Scissorhands. Edward Scissorhands. A mad scientist's creation, Edward lives isolated and alone in a rundown mansion near a small suburbia.
What happened to you?
I'm not finished.
Oh! Put those down. Don't come any closer. Just, please.
With his freaky appendages, he is thought to be something of a monster. Even after he is accepted by the town, the suspicion against him never really fades and always runs just below the surface.
That was the single most thrilling experience of my whole life.
A ready scapegoat, the townsfolk are more than willing to turn their backs on him at a moment's notice. However, despite outward appearances, he is not a monster, but very kind and gentle. However, it is only when they think he is dead that the incensed townfolk will leave him alone, relegating him to the very isolation that he hoped to leave.
How do you know he's still alive?
I don't know. Not for sure, but I believe he is.
Number 3. Severus Snape, Harry Potter franchise. There are few literary characters quite as complicated as the potions master of Hogwarts.
There will be no foolish wand-waving or silly incantations in this class. As such, I don't expect many of you to appreciate the subtle science and exact art that is potion-making. However, for those select few...
A reformed pureblood supremacist, Snape has never been able to forget his love for Lily Potter, or the troubles of his youth. As a direct result, he is a withdrawn and resentful man. This leads to students of Hogwarts to believe that he is unfeeling and perhaps even evil.
Sir, it's Quidditch tomorrow.
Then I suggest you take extra care, Mr. Potter. Loss of limb will not excuse you. Page 394.
However, when push comes to shove, he places himself at great risk in playing a double agent for the Order of the Phoenix, which is ultimately his undoing. Sadly, because he played his part so well, only few people know the good man he was hiding deep inside.
He has her eyes. If you truly loved her,
no one can know.
Number 2, Sadness, Inside Out.
It was amazing. Just Riley and me, forever.
For 33 seconds.
No one likes to feel sad. However, it is still an important part of being human, which is something the other anthropomorphized emotions running around inside Riley's mind must learn if Riley is to grow as a person. The emotions, especially joy, do not understand the role that sadness has to play in the life of a child, thinking instead that she is either useless, damaging, or unimportant.
And you've met Sadness. She... I'm not actually sure what she does.
But by trying to keep sadness out of the mix, things are only made worse. Dealing with so-called negative emotions is important. Something perhaps a young Buddy Pines, aka Syndrome, probably should have learned. If you deny sadness, you only get madness.
I know you don't want me to, but I miss home.
Before we reveal our top pick, here are a few more very misunderstood honorable mentions.
Oh, a survivor! Where's the rebel base? Talk! I can see you're with us strong. Well, we have ways of making you talk.
You are who you choose to be.
Superman.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Quasimodo, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Based on the novel by Victor Hugo, this Disney interpretation is a little lighter than the source material, but still gut-wrenching nonetheless.
Good morning, Quasimodo.
Oh, good morning, Master.
Dear boy, whomever are you talking to?
My friends.
I see. And what are your friends made of, Quasimodo?
Stone.
The titular hunchback Quasimodo is an outcast living in Notre Dame. Because of his outward appearance, he is thought to be a monster. However, he is perhaps the most understanding and gentle character in the entire film.
All my life I watch them as I hide up here alone, hungry for the histories they show me. All my life I memorize their faces.
Only able to watch the lives of the people living below him, trips into the city invariably lead to mockery and abuse at the hands of the regular folk, begging the question of what truly makes a monster.
That's no mask.
It's his face! He's hideous!
It's the bell ringer from Notre Dame!
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.